I heard a quote a long time ago. Prosperity only comes at time of peace. Or you can look at it the other way around. There's no prosperity in time of war.
Great points, man. And this is exactly my point. We've got a war within at our border, and we are now falling in Iran and Israel, buddy, is scaring the shit out of me. It should be you too. I mean, not maybe me personally at this moment where I sit, and certainly not you in the Cayman Islands, but when Iran starts blasting Israel, and the former administration, by the way, had Iran fully contained.
Yep, they did.
Literally nothing under the law. Hate them or love them. There was no world wars. There was world peace. There was peace in the Middle East. There was the Abraham Accords. There were peace treaties passed. They were signed. I don't remember terrorism, but right now I can't turn on the TV and not find a situation where we're either being attacked and invaded from within, or we're somehow sending troops and weapons to 4 different countries around the world. And not one person in this current administration wants to sit down and have a real negotiation, peace talk, and figure out how we can stop the bleeding. Not one. I haven't seen one. I'd love to see one, but I haven't seen one.
Yeah, and that doesn't bode well for anybody. It certainly doesn't bode well.
That's my
for
point.
the
Who
people
wins in
that
war,
are
Aaron?
in
To your
those
point
areas.
a second ago, who wins in war?
The industrial complex.
The shocker. You mean somebody's making a ton of money by keeping this thing going? Like I said earlier, 99.9% accuracy. Most likely there's an industrial complex behind this thing.
Did you ever see the movie War Dogs?
You know, I've always wanted to.
Never seen it?
No, I know the movie you mean. What's his the kid from Jordan Belfort's movie's in it. I love that kid, the chubby kid.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head, but it's the movie about how 2 guys ended up learning that the government has to be open with their contracts if they want weapons. And it was because the government was so corrupt before they were giving it to all of their buddies, like the Cheney administration and all that stuff. And so they had to open it up and let everybody bid. So they were going through the open government bid site and bidding on different weapons that needed to be purchased by the American government.
Interesting.
And the movie starts off and they basically say, okay, when you see war, what do you see? You see a guy, you see a flag, you see honor, you see him dying for his country, you see nobility. What I see is $37,462 on that guy. And it goes through like all the pieces on the guy, like flak jacket, bullets, protection, blah, blah, blah. He's like, and they just basically say,
every soldier's a payday.
Right. And they said, war is just a business. Right. And we wanted to be part of that business. And it's such a shocking opening to the movie because you go,
I'm going to watch it this weekend.
Wow.
It's on my list it's many years old, by the way.
Good.
I just keep coming back to it and going, I know I want to watch that, but I haven't watched it. You know what's crazy about what you just said about war, Aaron? You made 2 really good points. I don't know if you know Dick Cheney and his background. He was the VP for George W. Bush. They served 2 terms. And by the way, they were the guys that went into Afghanistan after 9/11, which obviously made sense. But they were also the guys that went into Iraq for no reason for God only knows how many years. It's like a clone of this Ukraine-Russia thing, right? And obviously at the end, we found out that was a really bad idea. Many people were killed, and there really was no evidence of weapons of mass destruction. We've been down that road. Guess who just endorsed Kamala Harris last week?
Really?
The Cheneys. Republicans. If you need any more of an illustration drawn that the most conservative warmongering people, maybe in American history, the Cheneys, Dick Cheney and his daughter, they've just stepped out of the Republic. This is like the only people that have ever left the Republican Party to promote a Democrat. It's the warmongers, as we're in 4 wars. And by the way, the Democrat Party has completely condemned the Cheneys. They're the most condemned conservatives, maybe in the last 20 years, because of all their aggressive war, military, industrial complex theories. They just got endorsed by them, and now they're buddies. They're so happy about the endorsement. They're on the trail together. You might as well just get on the trail and say, we are your wartime candidates. We will blow anybody up around the world that gets in our way. We will silence free speech if it comes our way. We will open our borders, and we will just build weapons like there's no tomorrow, and your kids will be better off for it. We're now in 4 wars, and we'd like to be in 8 more by the time we're done in the next 4 years. They may as well just say that, because that's what they're basically saying without saying it.